personality definitely matters to British people.
But does it matter too much? Is it a bad thing?
I mean, that entirely depends on whether you worry about what you end up with. We would all say it mattered that Farage's personality got out there. We would all, I'm sure, I'm guessing you're a fairly Remain audience, but we would say, yes, we don't like it when that personality is the one that people go for. But then it's beholden on the others to be a bit better, in my opinion. And I think that there is a complete and utter lack and vacuum of political leadership in the UK at the moment, and a real lack of bravery and what I would consider to be actual strength, that has meant that for so many people's conversations and this lack of feedback that you're talking about was allowed to find voice in an unstable personality, and that is what we should know from Farage. What we should know from Thatcher is that people do working class communities loved Thatcher, and she was awful for them. And what we should know is that they do like that, and we should have to perform to that.
I mean, I think quite a lot of it really is actually about not what leaders do so much as what they say and how they say it, how they convey that message. I mean, it wasn't really Farage in himself as the way he sort of encapsulated that, bizarrely managing to sell themselves as a sort of anti-establishment narrative. You know, you have not been served by your leadership. And clearly there was an underlying truth there, which was that democratic politics hasn't served a lot of people in this country very well. I think it also shows, incidentally, that if you are going to vote on policy, you should do it really regularly, because otherwise when you have one vote, it comes to stand for everything that is wrong with your current political system. So, you know, do it regularly or not at all.
Not at all.
But I mean, I think there is a sort of hunger for narrative, and that's partly the thing about Xi Jinping, that in fact, as Rana said, you know, the last leadership did some really quite remarkable things in terms of rolling out this sort of embryonic welfare state at speed, albeit not as much as they needed to do, but they did achieve a lot and they didn't get much credit for it, but they just didn't really manage to sell it. And with Xi Jinping, you know, he talks about the China dream and this new era, and a lot of people really respond to that. They have a sort of a sense of purpose, you know, as the years in which sort of China was getting so much better off every year are sort of fall into the past. I mean, China's sort of looking for a new narrative, and for a lot of people so far, that seems to be it.